Hi, my name is Jessica Delamere and I'm a PhD student at the University of Stirling. Today I'll be talking about our poster, Gender Role Stereotypes, Attitudes Towards Homosexuality and Sexual Orientation Judgments from Faces. So judgments of sexual orientation are made quickly and automatically from faces, and cues of facial gender typicality are used when making these judgments, where gender atypical individuals, so feminine men and masculine women, tend to be perceived as homosexual, and gender typical individuals, masculine men and feminine women, tend to be perceived as heterosexual. The individual differences in the acceptance of these stereotypes appears to influence how gender typicality cues are used when making these sexual orientation judgments. So we predict that as face gender typicality increases, so will the likelihood the face will be judged as heterosexual. And we think that the use of these cues will be moderated by participant belief in gender role stereotypes and participant sexual prejudice. So in study 1, participants completed a sexual orientation judgment task and a measure of gender role stereotype belief. And we found that as gender typicality of the faces increased, so did the likelihood it would be judged as heterosexual. And this effect was moderated by participant belief in gender role stereotypes, where participants with a stronger belief were more likely to use cues relating to gender typicality. We then conducted a second study, which builds upon study 1 and includes a measure of sexual prejudice in addition to gender role stereotype belief. The faces that were used in the sexual orientation judgment task were more varied in both gender typicality and ethnicity, and we also included face shape, sexual dimorphism as a second measure of gender typicality, so that's our objective measure. And in line with our hypothesis and the results from study 1, as both perceived and objective gender typicality increased, so did the likelihood a face would be judged as heterosexual. And this effect was moderated by participant belief in gender role stereotypes and sexual prejudice, but only when using the perceived gender typicality ratings. When we considered the objective gender typicality cues, so the face shape, sexual dimorphism, the use of these cues was not moderated by participant belief in gender role stereotypes or in sexual prejudice. So this may be because face shape accounts for only a small amount of variance of the subjective ratings of facial gender typicality, and so non-shape cues of masculinity and femininity may be more important to these findings. So study 2 suggests that the use of gender typicality cues and the influence of participant belief in gender role stereotypes and sexual prejudice is not specific to only white faces and nor to faces that are only extremely gender typical or extremely gender atypical. Thank you.